Good evening and welcome to Pain to Power Leading with Love. I am Maria, also known as Brown Girl Interrupting, and I'm really excited to have all of you here joining us tonight, or if you're watching the rebroadcast later this week or later. I am very excited to welcome my special guest, Chef Chris Coleman, in just a few moments. But before I do, I wanted to touch base a little bit with everyone and just share some thoughts I had this week. I've been doing, and I talked about this the last time I was on the show, I've been doing this 21-day detachment challenge with Erica Ware, who is a coach, a confidence coach. And one of the things is that every day I sit down and I reflect on my week and particularly my day, sorry. And I think about three things. And the first of which is just kind of going through my day and reflecting on what it was like, what happened, how I felt about it. And then something that bothered me and how I could have done that differently or approached that problem differently. And then something that's my two pieces of gratitude. And what I've learned through this process, and I wanted to share it with you, is this idea of gratitude has led me particularly to think about all of the people I'm grateful for. And I think it's so important for us to constantly think about that because everything we do happens not in a vacuum, but with others. We stand on the shoulders of a lot of greats, and we are always supported and led and guided by friends and family and colleagues that inspire us. And so I just want to say a big shout out to all the people that I know I am so grateful for in my life who have been supporting me. And I hope that you take an opportunity today and you think about the gratitude you have for individuals in your life that have supported you or guided you, and maybe send them a message and let them know that they have made an impact for you. So with that, I am so excited to continue our Pain to Power journey and conversations with my very special guest, Chef Chris Coleman, who is the executive chef of Chris Coleman Catering. And welcome, Chris.
Thank you, Mariah. How are you? Hello, everybody.
I I am beautiful today. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing fabulous. How about you?
It's been a good day. It's been a good day. I see we have some of our fans in here. Ranchers Union, welcome. Living Ishe Reviews.
Hello,
And
everybody.
And so, Chris, you are an executive chef. Tell us a little bit about just what you do right now, and salute to Geologic and friends.
Well, right now, I just opened up my Chris Coleman catering, my catering, my personal catering. I like to connect with everyone. Uh, um, you can always go to my page, Chris Coleman Catering, and Instagram, Facebook, and also Twitter. Um, all my info is there. Photo of the delicious dishes that I prepared in the past and current and moving forward. You will find out all the information, all the great pictures and of the dishes and everything I do. I like to keep it all day so people can see and be able to watch videos, photos, and things like that that I do through my journey.
I love it. I love it. And I have to say, I know that you're offering pictures and information, but I'm going to speak from I'm not just a fan, but a customer too. And I have had some of your culinary delights, and you're a master. You're a master in the kitchen for sure. I have definitely enjoyed everything that I have eaten in the restaurant that you were in recently at Jungly in New York City. And so we are excited to hear more about the catering business and everything else. And look, we've got some more Ranchers family. I think that was no holdbacks in here. Welcome, Tasha. And I love it. And I know you got a lot of fans. You got a lot of fans from the Ranters Network that are going to be showing up to hear a little bit more about your story. But before we get into your story, I always ask, and Tasha says, indeed, love his food, right?
Thank you so much.
Definitely. I mean, look, I could talk about the panna cotta and the creme brulee and the salmon and the pizza. There's so many things. I'm getting hungry thinking about it all. But So we always talk about pain to power. The show is called Pain to Power. And I'd like to know, just for you, when you think about this idea of turning pain into power, what does that mean to you?
Well, that means to me that means to me like things that I have been going through to reach out to reach out where I am today. What have made me, or the suffer, or the
Mm,
burns in the kitchens, or the long hours, the 16 hours, 15 hours, 14 hours, 20 hours sometimes, not being able to share with my parents or my family and festivities, the holidays and things like that. So that comes to me. That's like sacrifices to get to be somewhere in life where hopefully, or you wishing or you hoping to get to be somewhere. And I think at this level and at this time, the reason I went back and I re-rated and look at things, and I said, well, I'm making a lot of other people richer by me working ton of hours. Why not
mm,
doing it for myself? So that's one of the reasons that I now I opened up Chris Coleman Catering, and that's what I think. I was like, well, pain of power. This is what it is. I already
mm-hmm.
went through the pain helping other
Yeah.
people. Now it's time for me to perhaps rest a little bit by doing me.
I love that. That's beautiful. But you talk about, how the pain was the sacrifice. And there's a lot you sacrifice, from family connections to
Correct.
just your own daily experience of being in the kitchen. And we're gonna get into those gloves behind you, because there's more to your story. You're not just a chef, right? And but through it, I think, what you elevated is this evolution of power, right? That
Yes.
you are now in this new stage of taking your skills and doing it for you, and that is a beautiful, powerful thing. And I recently also became a CEO of my own company, and so I understand, right? It's taking your skills and giving to yourself. But one thing I know about you, that I've learned about you, is you don't just give to yourself, you're always doing for others. So
You have
um you have to, you do, but it's a choice everybody makes, and not everyone does. So I think that you got to get the pat on the back for it, and the accolades for making sure that what you do is always not just for yourself. So tell me about these gloves behind you, and part of your pain to power journey before you got into the kitchen. You were a boxer,
yeah.
right? So
I
what led you to boxing?
Yes. Well, actually, I used to be a fighter. Um, I did it as an amateur, and I did it as a professional. As a professional, I fought 8 times. I lost
Mm.
one. I want you to know I'm a bad loser. I love to win. I don't know how, and I don't care how, but I got to win. That's me. I don't like to
Mhm.
lose. So I'm a bad loser. I like to win 100%. Um, I lost my last fight,
Mm.
and I was very disappointed. I thought that that was something that I could have won. Uh, my mind wasn't there 100%, but that's not an excuse, because I was a professional fighter. I was paid to fight, so that is a job. And if you do
Mhm.
it wrong, so then it's not on anybody else; it's on you.
Mm.
That's not excuse. I lost, and I decided that that was it for me. So I quit. Um, um, throughout that, I was working in a restaurant. I was working as a dishwasher, because most people probably, I would say, if you meet 100 people, 100 persons, I would say 90 or 80% of them have worked as a dishwasher.
Mm.
How most people study. So I started in
Mhm.
a restaurant in Florida. I worked as a dishwasher for many, many years. Excuse me, for 3 months. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. I did it for 3 months. Um, given the fact that the chef did like me because the way I work, very energetic, very fast. So he used to call me Spirit Gonzalez. Spirit Gonzalez. Um, he went to few of my fights, and then from there he started to train me along the cooking environment per se, or the cooking career, and that's how I develop my desires to become a professional competitor, chef, cook, whatever you name it. And here I am today. From that, I went to culinary school. I did many courses. I don't have it on my wall right now, but I have enough certificate to cover the whole my entire wall. My wife just don't want them on the wall.
Well, you've got some nice stuff over there. I
She
see.
doesn't want them.
You're definitely, and I saw some comments in here about from No Holds Back. I know they'll come back up, and I obviously, so the competitive edge didn't leave the ring, right? But you know what? I think that's it, right? Oh, so no holdbacks. Tasha says, "LOL, I can understand loving to win." Look, I can understand that too. I'm a little bit tough with that, and it's funny because I think then you become you're competitive with yourself sometimes too, right?
Well, yes, I am. And one thing I like about boxing, it taught me a lot of discipline,
Mm.
and I'm a nigga. Like I said, I hate to lose because I'm a nigomaniac. But in a cookie, when it comes to cooking, what I related boxing and cooking is that
Hmm.
when I do things, I like to do it with the best of my abilities. Just like when I step up in the ring, I always want to win. And in order for you to win, you have to be prepared. In the kitchen, I
Hmm.
do the same. When I'm in the kitchen, I don't care if I have to spend 5 more minutes, but I'm going to do it right. With me, it's not about quality. Excuse me, it's not about quantity. With me, it's about quality, and then the quantity comes along. But it's about
Mm.
quality, And then that's how I related what my boxing time with my cooking time. Do it, but do it the best. Do it
Mm.
the best of your ability, and that will put you somewhere in life. Don't be a slacker. Don't cut corners here and there, because that's not going to bring you anywhere.
Yeah, that's so important and very driven. I love it. No hold back sex. Backing keeps you on your toes. Coordination is important. Have to be on point in the kitchen that he
Correct.
is. I can attest to that. That's for sure, right? We can all attest to that who have eaten in your restaurant, and for sure, that yeah, like and I think so. That's interesting that you said that, right? Because I was thinking like what skills have transferred from boxing to the kitchen, but it sounds like a lot of pieces definitely connect with that and have helped you to become better as a chef. But so through that, because it's not easy, and you talked about starting as a dishwasher, right? So tell me a
Yes.
little bit about the challenges of getting into the place that you have in being now an executive chef. And actually, first tell us what CEC means, because I want to
Well,
know, make sure
okay.
everybody knows what that title is for you.
Well, to begin with, there are only 78 certified CMC, which is certified master chef. In
Mm.
order for you to become certified master chef, you can only get it through the American Culinary Federation. Now, that exam is given to you. That exam costs $10,000, non-refundable. Okay.
Wow.
Now, if you flunk it the first time, you can take it. You have a year to take it again. If you don't pass it, so you lose those $10,000. Now, in order for you to become CMC, the exam takes It's 1 week. The exam is given in two places. Upstate at the CIA here in New York, the Culinary Institute of America, or in Napa Valley, Culinary Institute of America in Napa Valley. You can only get it in those two places. Now, in order for you to take that exam, you have to be CEC, which is what I am right now, Certified Executive Chef. Certified Executive Chef, in order for you to take that, in order for you to become Certified Executive Chef, you have to compete. And in order for you to compete, those competitions need to be certified by the WACS, WACS, World Association of Chef Societies. The base of that is on Paris, France. The American Culinary Federation is one branch of the World Association of Chef Society. Now, and another, again, in order for you to be a CEC, you have to go through a practical exam, which is you need to write a menu, put it together, and it's like a competition. You do cook in front of the judges. Perhaps there will be 10, 20 people taking the exam with you, and the judges, they don't give you any info. There is a web page where you go and you study all the steps that you need to follow throughout the competition. Now, it's on you to study all those regulations. Keep it on you. When you go to take the practical exam, you need to bring from plates, forks, spoons, knives, cutting boards, bleach, everything you're going to use, your protein, your food, everything. You have to purchase everything yourself. The only thing they offer you in that arena is the cooling system, the refrigerator. You're going to have 4 judges. When you cook those dishes, you're going to cook 5 dishes. 4 dishes for the judges and 1 dish for displaying, which they will take a pictures. They will not tell you anything. They're just watching you and scoring, taking points away, taking points away, taking points away. That's what they do. You can do it twice a year or once a year. Then after that, by you passing that exam, there is another exam that you have to take. It's based upon 200 questions, 1 hour. It's I forgot the name of the exam. But anyways, 200 questions. You have 1 hour. Once you pass that, so then you become certified. But you also, like I say, you also have to go to a lot of competition throughout, and you also have to do a lot of study. It's a lot to study, a lot. I can tell you that.
Wow. I think Tasha said it well. Impressive. Right? Like that it is impressive. That's a lot. That's a lot. A lot of, I mean, and you named the financial commitment, the time commitment, just the pressure itself in the moment. So it obviously took a lot of school and training and competition to get where you are. There other, go ahead.
But the good part about become certified is that you become certified and you can teach. Now you can go to any culinary school and become, once you're certified, you're entitled to be a teacher, to teach in any culinary school. So if I used to be a substitute teacher at culinary school here in New York. I did it for, I believe this was in 2008 or 2009, something like that. I did it. But anyway, so this is how because most of culinary professor nowadays, they have to be certified. It's mandatory for them to be certified. So most school automatically, because the American Culinary Federation
Hmm.
wasn't that known many years back. Now they are being known because most school are become certified through the American Culinary Federation. And through being member of the American Culinary Federation, they demand the professor or the teachers to become certified. That's part of the
Mm.
program.
So it's very competitive,
It
and
is. It is.
highly skilled people come into it. So that's, I mean, that says a lot. Otherwise, just in terms of just being in the actual restaurant world, and I mean, it's an entirely different culture, right? The restaurant world, everything about it. What are some things that you have learned about this process that you've kind of grown and understood better, kind of in this pain to power journey, right?
Well, to be honest with you, number one, very discriminatory for women.
Hmm.
Very.
Hmm.
As you see, there's not many women. I don't know
Mhm.
if I'm fusing that, but there's not many women. Now, and the new millennials, a lot of women are getting in because now we had all these things fighting for equality, but very, very, very racist for women, and
Interesting.
a lot of other people's. Obviously, we all know that, but I don't let that pull me down through the process. I know what I can do. I know how good I am. So I never let none of those things hit me behind my head. I just focus and move forward.
Mhm.
I understand that a lot of places have taken a lot of opportunity from me and from a lot of other people. But again, I keep on moving forward. I know I'm very talented. I know I'm very passionate to what I do. I like to do what I do 100%. So I don't, when I put something in front of someone, I don't feel ashamed. So I'm good. That's one of the things that I learned to do. One thing I learned the most in the restaurant business is like you can you can take you can say whatever you want about me. You can think you take whatever you want about me. But I know that when I do something, I done it 100%. And I know what is in your mind is fine. But I know what I done is 100%. So you can never pull me down because I know I'm good, and that's just the way I feel. And if I give my 100%, I'm cool. I'm cool with that.
That's a great thing, though, and I
I'm
see we
cool with
have
that.
Redemption in here too.
Yeah.
Redemption Song 76, who I have to say is the reason I even met Chef Chris Coleman was because of Redemption Song 76. Welcome. And it's so nice to have you here. So, and I appreciate you saying that because it sounds like you don't allow anything to bring you down,
Well,
but you
no.
obviously still have had a lot of things that you've balanced. One of which is that in addition to all the things you've already listed that you do and your certifications and all the competitions, you're a dad, right?
Yes, I am.
Tell me a little bit about your children and what that's been like trying to balance this very demanding profession
Well,
and being a dad at the
I'm,
same time.
I'm sorry. Well, it's difficult because as much as I want to spend time with the family, the best days that I need to spend time with them and I'm not around because of my conditions, my working conditions. But I don't regret anything about cooking because I think at the end of the day, I've been able to fulfill my dreams, number one,
Mm.
and number two, I'll be able to bring the bread home for my little ones. And one thing, my two little girls, they don't need to ask anybody for anything because I can always provide for them. And I'm blessed. I have a great family. I surrounded myself to great people that inspire me. You have to understand, you as good as the people that you hang out with, you
Mm.
know. So
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm focused. I'm a grown-up person, so I always think wisely before I make any decision. I always think about my little ones, my two little ones. Not much about me, but about them, because obviously, as a father, my responsibility is taking care of them. Uh, um, but yeah, that's that I love them. They always in my heart. And what else can I say? I mean, they are my everything.
That's beautiful. And I mean, again, like, you've centered what's important, and you have a passion for all of it. So actually, coming back to that, I want to know a little bit more, like, what brought you to this passion of food? When did you first realize that you loved food and that you
Um,
wanted to be making food?
to be honest with you, there was, like sometimes you go, sometimes you walk on the street and you see a place and you're like, I want to eat something, but I don't know if I should go to this place, right? So you walk
Mm-hmm.
into the place and you order something, and when you eat it, you're like, oh wow,
Mm.
this is overwhelm you. You're like, wow. That's what happened to me by getting into the restaurant business. There was there was, when I was training boxing at the beginning. There was a man in Miami I met. His name was Cecilio Matos. He passed away. He was from Puerto Rico, Puerto Rican American.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice old man. He was working. He was working at the restaurant. He actually got me. He's the one who got me involved in the restaurant business. And he used to be the butcher. He was butchering the meat all the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he used to work there for many, many, many years. And he also used to love boxing. So he was talking to me about boxing all the time,
Mm.
and he will go to my fights, and he will shower me with good compliments. You're gonna be good, and other guy. I was a good young fellow, and he liked the sport, so he was very passionate about it, just like I am.
Right.
So, so he says to me, he's the one who says, "No, you don't need to be a dishwasher. Why don't you do what I do? I can train you here." And but me as being young and eager and egomaniac, obviously, because I was an
Mm-hmm.
athlete, I always want to win. I'm like, I don't think I want to be standing up right now here, with the hammer calling me
Mm.
and just tenderizing me. Now I want to learn the whole situation in the kitchen.
Mm.
So my chef calling here, I need this and I need that, and I thought that was great. I thought that was wow. Like this is what's up. This is what it is. This is what I want to do. And
Mm.
and he calling the shot. Oh, I need salad. I need this for an appetizer. I need clams, oyster, and calling different stations. So I thought that I'm like, wow, this guy, it's unique. It brings all these different 5, 6 different concept to one. So that's
Mm.
what got me. That's what got me interested and passionate about cooking. And I was like, I can do this. And then I remember one time his name was Rossi Ragusa, the chef,
Yeah, rest in peace.
an Italian American. He used to call me Speedy Gonzalez, and he's like, "You like cooking?" And I was like, "Yeah, I like cooking." So he started training me. And what I did actually, in my days off, I used to get 2 days off back then. So I used to go on my day off, my 2 days off, go
Mm-hmm.
and work. And he asked, Chef, Chris, is this what you want to do? And I'm like, yeah. But this is your only 2 days off. And I'm like, yes, but I want to learn because I don't want to. If you ever become a world champion, what am I going to say to people? I work as a dishwasher in the restaurant. I don't want to do it.
Mm.
So by that being said, he's like, well, if this is what you want to do, no problem. So he put me on a salad station. I have to shot clams, oyster, and peel shrimp. But then I will have about 100 pounds of shrimp down there. I will spend the whole day standing up, peeling oyster, shucking oyster, clams, and peeling shrimps, peeling the vein. And I did it,
Mm.
salad, and he trimmed in that station. Then someone else quit on the fryer. He instead of him hiring someone, he brought me in to be the fryer person. And from there, he was moving me along and along and along. I
Hmm.
remember, um,
Wow. So you kept, obviously you've been pushed. You've had a lot of mentors pushing you, but that's taken you to some pretty cool places. Actually, in fact, I know one of which is being on the Food Network on several shows. Tell us a little bit about that experience and what brought you there. So I know you were on Chopped the first
yeah,
season, and you
um,
won.
yes,
So
yes.
tell me a little bit about what brought you there.
Um, I when I went to CHOP, I was working for a very good restaurant entrepreneur. His name is Mar Parker, Mar B. Parker. Mr. Parker, he used to be the CEO of a restaurant group, which they own Tao, Lavo, the Brasserie, amongst other restaurant. They own over 100 restaurants in England, Amsterdam, you name it, all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
I used to run his mansion in the Hamptons for about 7 years. Um, um, Throughout the 7 years, I had the opportunity to cook for many celebrities from um, 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 Chris Lighty, which is he used to be he killed himself, but he used to be a 50 Cent's manager. um,
Mm.
I used to cook for Leonardo DiCaprio, Mel B, JC. Uh, um, it's you name it. Al Harrington, Chris Duhan. Al Harrington used to be a center for the New York Knicks. Chris Duhan was a point guard for the New York Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Alex
Mm.
Rodriguez, Kay Hudson. You name it. I cooked for so many
Right.
celebrities, and that was like an open door for me. So when Chap called me for the interview, the Food Network called me for the interview, I went for the interview. So I had the interview and I told them what they asked me, where are you from? And I say, well, I'm Panamanian Jamaican. I was born here, but my parents are Panamanian and Jamaican. And they said,
Mhm.
whoa, this is great because of your background. You will bring a lot to the show. You can bring
Mm.
a little bit of the Jamaican cooking, a little bit of the Latino cooking, and a little bit of the American cooking. So this is what we're looking for. Um, um, so I went through the casting. Matter of fact, the casting was at my school because I was taking baking and pastry at the time that I was working as a private chef, and I was I was in Hamptons, but I was taking baking and pastry in Sayose and a one of my culinary school in Sayose.
Mhm.
This is something I wanted to do because I want to be well-grounded,
Mm.
not
Mhm.
only focus on cooking, because pastry and cooking, they are two completely different areas. But I want to be well-rounded.
Right.
So
So this prepared you to be able to be on the show then, I guess, right? So can you tell, because I don't know if everybody watches Chopped. I watch Chopped, but and I have. So I was very excited. I was just say I was a little fangirl because I was like, okay, he's the chef from Chopped. Like that's pretty cool. I was very impressed. And then of course I heard so much more about everything that you've accomplished. And I'm beyond a little bit impressed now. But tell the just kind of the premise of what happens on Chopped and why it's such a big deal to have won it because that's not an easy show.
no, it's not an easy show, and I'll tell you why it's not an easy show. It's not an easy show because they don't give you a heads up.
Mm.
It's like I give you this bottle of water. You don't know what kind of water is inside. Could be salted water, and I'm gonna say, make me a dessert from that water.
Mm.
So in a competition world, we call this mystery basket.
Mm.
The basket is covered. I don't know if you have seen the show. The basket is covered. You don't know what's in it. They'll tell you 20 minutes, open the basket. Once you open the basket, you see what's in the basket. You pull out what's in the basket, and that's when you start thinking. Just when you start mentally creating, what would I do with what I got? Bottle of water, a telephone, and a computer. What can I cook
And
with that?
make a meal, right? Like that's
Exactly.
wow.
Yeah.
And there's three different rounds, right? Because you have three different
That
baskets, but you won all of them.
yes, there is 3 rounds, 3 tiers, correct.
I love
And
it.
yes, and it's very challenging. Why? Because a lot of people, they are good in the kitchen. Yeah, they are good in the kitchen, but not good to flex
On
thinking. You
that's
have, you have,
that's on the spot,
yeah,
right?
they take you right at the spot. And then to me, because I have been through a lot of competition in the past, for me, it was easy. I was never under
Mm.
pressure. Never.
That's great. Have you, so in your other competitions, did you ever have to do a mystery basket before? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So that's a common thing. Okay.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
actually, I'm glad you said that because I had no idea that was a common thing in the food world at all. So
Yes.
that's an interesting thing. But you must have made quite an impression because you didn't just stop there as a contestant. I see that we've pulled up a clip and you were actually a judge too. So how did that
Yes.
transition happen?
Yes. And you know what's funny? What is funny is that one of the contestants in that show that I judge,
Mm-hmm.
one of the contestants is a 2 Michelin star chef,
Oh, wow.
and his name is Alan Vargas. He's the only Dominican non sushi chef and non Chinese chef who have gotten and the opportunity to run a Japanese restaurant that earns 2 Michelin star. The restaurant is Amasa. It's
Mm.
on a time on Time Warner building in
Oh, okay.
Manhattan.
All right. In New York City.
Amasa, correct.
Yeah. Okay. Very nice. We'll make sure
And
everybody goes and checks that out. And I see we have some comments here. I want to make sure we get some of our friends' voices in here. Redemption song. Nisi says, "Proud of you." Yes, we are. That's awesome. An old friend.
thank
And
you.
Ishay from Living Ishay Reviews. This is wow. Yes, for sure. Because they know his food is on point. So of course he won. Yes, you did, Tasha, right? And under pressure is a lot. Boxing helps under pressure. He was way prepared. I was thinking that too, right? The under pressure and like right in the moment is all about boxing, right? So it's
Correct.
such a great connection.
It's seconds of thinking. How to
Yeah.
avoid the punch.
I love it. I love
You
it.
know.
I love it. Yeah, yeah. So we're going to take a quick break with a commercial because well, I'm not a boxer and I'm not a chef. I mean, I can cook, but it's not, I don't make homemade panna cotta or creme brulee for sure, right? So like
Yeah.
I can't cook like you
Yeah.
at all.
But that's what you have me as a friend, isn't it?
That is very much why I have you as a friend to come in and visit your restaurants and eat some delicious food. And I am okay with that. But I am a writer. I don't know if you've had an opportunity. I think you've subscribed to some of my stuff. And so I have a little bit about my writing, where it came from, and you're going to see a little bit more.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Maria, but you are soon going to know me as Brown Girl Interrupting. And what I mean by that is that very soon, hopefully, you're going to be following my blog. I am a writer, and I started writing because I was married, I had children, and then my life changed when I separated, and I did a lot of learning and reflecting and growing in that process of change, because change always leads us to that. And I've decided to share that with the rest of the world, because sometimes hearing that someone else is going through the same thing as you, or understanding and putting words to the feelings and experiences we're having, helps us to heal from them, or grow from them, or learn from them. And so that's what my blog is. It's writing about life, healing, relationships, parenting, dating, marriage, pain, love, mistakes, growth, and coming out whole still in all of it as a human, flawed, but always open to new things. So that's my life, that's my journey, and it's written in this blog. But my hope is that you are going to go to www.browngirlinterrupting.com and join and subscribe to the blog and read all about my story to help you maybe gain some perspective on yours. So yes, please. It's been a journey and I'm learning all the time. And I actually recently just wrote 2 posts, one both about love on the heels of the Valentine's Day. One is called The Shit Side of Love and the other one is called Discovering Love. But please go make sure you subscribe, go to my website. All the links and the information are below. And I recently started a newsletter. So I am communicating with everybody who subscribes and follows to send out some information about my shows, my writing, other things and thoughts that I have. So make sure that you put your email in and you subscribe so you can get the updated newsletter coming out once a month and called Forwards Ever, Backwards Never. And definitely go check out my blog pieces. So we are back, and hopefully, Chris, you'll be able to check out my blog and let me know your thoughts, comment, share, like, all of the good things.
I sure do.
Yeah, thank you, and I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. And
No, thank you.
Tasha says, what we can't do, we buy, like going to support his restaurant. That's for sure, right? Outsource the process and go to the experts. Go to the experts. And Ishay says you're a great cook. Yes. And I mean, if you're in New York, you got to check out wherever Chris Coleman is, you got to be there for sure. So we'll be following you. We'll be following you and we'll be looking forward to some of that catering experiences as well. So I'm curious to know, being that you have your family's from Panama and Jamaica, like what influence has that had on your cooking or even just on the way you approach food in general? Because there's cultural connections, right, through food.
Yes, it is. Well, actually, knowing you, perhaps I'm sure your cooking also related to your background and
Yes.
But anyways, the Latino cooking it's somehow I made them somewhere, but I'm not. I made them on the flavor wise. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Latino love flavor, just like India, they love a lot of condiments and a lot of flavors.
Mm-hmm. We
Well,
love flavor.
us Latino, Jamaican, Caribbeans, we love flavor. We enjoy flavor a lot. I love flavor. One thing don't like when I go to a restaurants and the food is tasteless. I'm very disappointed. I don't like that, and I don't like people when it comes to food. I hate when people are sloppy. One of the reason I don't like much my Latino cooking is because they think the more they give you, the better it is to captivate you and to have you coming back. And again, that's when I'm going back and I reiterate it and I say it's not about quantity, it's about quality. If you notice, you go to a French restaurant and they give you just a little bit, just a bite, but that bite brings you over and over and over and over. Perhaps don't bring you many times because you can afford it, but it's not because you. There is the reason is because you can't afford it, but not because the food is doesn't taste good, doesn't
Mm,
not it doesn't have a good
mm.
presentation and things like that. So now going back to my Caribbean and Latino, my Panamanian heritage, it's great. I love it. And when I wanted to go out of my comfort zone, so I go and I grab some plate from there and I buy whatever. The same thing with the
So,
Dominicans, but the presentation is not there. There's no talent.
mm.
There's no finesse.
So you add the finesse, but you bring in the culture and the flavor. And I see we have some comments because when you were mentioning that small bite that just pops, Ja Logic was yes, like them wings Chris made because those were some bomb wings. And I know Logic was loving the wings, that kept on giving for sure. Yes, yes.
Thank you.
It was an experience for sure being served by you, being able to eat your food, and the connection that you make. I think that quantity over quality for you goes into the way that you connect with people. So how does that come into your experience of cooking, the connection piece of it?
Well, but let me just put it this way. Before moving forward, you see, there were a lot of people. There were a lot of when we met, right? There were a lot of
Mhm.
people there, right?
Yes.
Okay, but I basically connect with a few,
Mhm.
a
Mhm.
few of them, and you were part of that group.
I
So
was.
so so if we break that down, it wasn't about quantity, it was about quality. And look how far we are, right? So
Yes.
out of the all that's many people that were there, there is only few that I keep in touch. You and perhaps 4 or 5 more.
Mhm.
So basically, it was about quality, not about quantity.
Mhm.
So so anyway, by that being said, it's like the reason I care about much about quantity is because that's values.
Mm.
Once you have values, so then you focus on what the most important things, and you leave a lot of other things behind you, right? Things that don't matter. Things that matter, you keep pushing and keep on moving forward. That's how it take you to the next level and to accomplish things. So that's at least what I think,
Mm.
at least what I consider. A lot of people don't. It's fine with that. But I at this moment, it's I think about me.
Yeah, no, but that's so important because I think values definitely do, right? They drive what you do. And if you don't know your values or you
So
don't
then,
lean into them, then it shows. It's not the same kind of passion. It's not the same kind of love that you put into things.
well, values is the base for a person.
Yeah.
Values.
Yes.
If you
Yes.
have no values, then I don't have a base. So
Mm.
what am I? Nothing. I'm just nothing. Just
Yes.
nobody, perhaps.
Yeah.
But
How m how's your upbringing, like, just having been, we're talking about culture and the connection of culture and food,
my
but culture and
upbringing,
value definitely connect. What have
my,
you
my,
taken?
yeah, my upbringing was not easy, to be honest with you.
Mhm,
I mean, I don't want to be discriminatory. I don't want to be racist, but you understand. I'm the color of my skin.
mhm,
It's not easy. But I am here. I'm fighting. Like I say, I don't let anyone takes anything away from me. I fight for and fight in for what I want. I don't apologize when I made mistake and I know I'm right. Uh, um, um, I don't believe in and black and white. I seen there's a lot of different here, different there, but I don't care. I just focus on moving forward. You love me, I love you. You respect me, I respect you. You treat me kind, I will treat you kind, and that's the way I live my life.
Mm.
I've seen a lot of different people here and there, and I was like, listen, I'm trying to be on my lane. Respect my lane, and I respect you.
Mm.
That's it.
Mm. No, and I appreciate that. And this is an honest space, not that, I think that my goal is for the guests to come on and really share their true stories as much as you want to, right? So, but it sounds like you've been through some things, and you mentioned the discrimination for women, but I imagine there's also discrimination as being
Every day.
a Panamanian and Jamaican man, and what that is in your skin, and in presenting and what that looks like. I mean, I'd love for you to tell me a little bit more if you wanted to, or
Sure.
just and or even what what's helped you to stay grounded and center and stay. I think one of the things we talk about when we talk about pain to power is the healing process, right? It's the healing pieces, and you're in a competitive space. You're in a space where obviously you've
Oh,
mentioned there have been challenges when it comes to
every day.
discrimination every day, every
Every
day. I
day.
imagine. How do you take care of yourself and all of that?
Like I mentioned to you before, I just keep focus. Um, I have good people around me. I don't, I don't minimize anybody.
Mm,
I see things. I try to respect because that's the best you can do. I try to respect everybody. Uh, um, um, I don't have a lot of friends because a lot of people are funny.
mm,
I associate with people that can give me good ideas, good advices to move forward in life. Um, I listen to my partner a lot because she's very very smart. She's very supportive. She support me and everything.
mm,
She gives me a lot of good feedbacks. Uh, um, and 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 many times I come home and I'm frustrated. She's like, "Oh, don't worry about it.
mm,
You can work that out. Don't let that. Don't lose sleep on that." I have and honestly, I've been in a lot of places where a lot of opportunity have been taken away from me because
mm-hmm,
again, I don't have the color. Okay, I am what I am, and it had taken away from me. But one thing I said, you know what? That's fine. You took the opportunity away from me. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. It's fine. But guess what? I know I'm good.
mm,
You just took it from me because maybe I'm not this person or that person, but it's okay because I had the education, I had the experience, I had the knowledge, I've done it many, many times. I've been there. So that's okay. That's okay. You're not taking anything away from me. You
mm,
think you've been punishing me for that, but that's fine. You are not. I'm not taking it
mm.
personal. I just move forward. Next.
Right. And Josh says they're lost. Yeah, they're lost for sure, right?
Yes,
Because
exactly. I'm like, that's fine.
but that power of knowing yourself and having faith in yourself is so important in getting through anything that's a challenge, and that's definitely a pain to power journey, right? And leading with love still through that, because even though I know, and you mentioned you have an ego, there's love coming out. There's definitely connection to others. There's so much that you shared
You know,
about what you give.
Santa Maria, I work, and you can ask anyone that works with me. I remember working in Aspen, Colorado. I met this
Mm,
guy in 2005. 2005. No, 2005. Yeah, I think it was 2005. I was running a hotel in Aspen, Colorado, and I met this guy from El Salvador, and that's when I noticed that I was good.
Hmm.
to have people around me and people working for me. This kid, until today, this kid, his wife, this kid still texts me. This kid still calls me. This kid still talk to me. And this kid tells me every time he says he want to come to New York, he says, Chef, I want to come and see you. And this was in 2005. We're talking about 18 years ago. He still calls me, he still talks to me, and he still says me every time. And it's like, if I ever want to relocate and come to New York, I want to work for you. I said,
Mm.
no, no, no. You don't want to work for me. You want to work with me. No, not
With
for me.
me.
With me.
Right. Right.
Okay. And people, right now, I left Jungley. The whole entire people left. The whole kitchen left. And they all are calling me, oh, chef, I want to come and work for you anywhere you go. Even today, one of my cooks texts me, Chef, when can I come to see the restaurant where you're going to be?
Mm.
Now, by that being said, because I always say thank you and please. I don't give them money because I don't own the company and I'm not a millionaire. I don't have money. I hustle just like them.
Mm.
But when I'm working in the kitchen, I put myself in the same situation and level that they are because that's what leaders do. Leaders lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
You don't tell people what to do. Anybody can do that. Not everybody can do things and go down to your level to teach you patiently how to do things. And that's what happened now. We spend too much time on the phone and we forgot about everybody else and we think we
Mm.
know everything and I only care about me, and the hell with everybody else. No, you have to come down to sense, make sense, respect people, be caring, be loving. And if you want to be a leader, that's the best way to be a leader.
Mm.
Come down to people. I need to go down to your shoes, feel how your shoe hurt you. Once I do that, you will create and you will develop great respect for me.
I
And
love
believe me,
it.
and if I see, and if you teaching me and I see you busting your ass just like I do,
Mm-hmm.
so who am I to say no? I'm not doing that when you told me to do this and do that. I had no right because
Mm-hmm.
I'll see you doing it, and
But
that's what I put myself when I work with people. I was like, no,
and and you're definitely talking about it, right? Leading with love is just that. It is
respect,
it's the respect, right? It's the
respect,
respect
exactly,
of every
respect.
level, in every level, with everyone. And Joss says, would you ever open a ghost kitchen?
Well, it's like when the same thing I tell my guys: if you don't eat it, don't give it to the customer. Simple as that. If
Mm-hmm.
you can't eat it, don't give it to the customer because I wouldn't give it to my dog. If I won't give it to my dog, why would I give it to my customer? No, don't give it.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't eat it, don't give it to the customer. Have those principle, have those moral with you, and that will take you along the way, anywhere you want to go.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. So, Ja has a question for you. Would you ever open a ghost kitchen?
Why not? Why not?
Why not? Okay. Why
Why not?
not? Right?
Why not?
Okay. Okay. I don't know what a ghost kitchen is. Maybe you can tell me and then the viewers.
Ghost, you know, a ghost kitchen is a kitchen where basically that's a ghost kitchen, so like right. And I do back to the subject. I was hired once to run a restaurant, a vegan restaurant, 100%
Mm,
vegan.
okay.
This that was last year at and the name of the restaurant is Bells. They just closed about
Mhm.
a couple of months ago. I didn't last in that restaurant down there for too long. It's a corporate. The name of the company, Boxer Corporate.
Mhm.
They run out of Boston. Sorry, out of Houston, Texas.
Okay.
They flew me to Dallas. I trained there for about a week and all this bunch of stuff. Blah 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 blah. I came to New York because the base is in Lower East Side in Manhattan here. So I went. I stayed there for a few months, trained there, but I felt that I had no passion for the vegan cooking. Why? Because there's not much opportunity for you to create. It's very limited because
Mm.
it's vegan, so everything is processed food and this and that, and I'm just not into it. So then, we part ways, and that was the end of the story. Now we open a ghost kitchen in that place. That that's what I brought it into the subject.
Ah, okay.
And I tell you right now, it was a nightmare. A nightmare because you have people calling, I want this and I want that. But they basically, you create a menu, but
Mm-hmm.
then when people call, they want things down their ways. You can do that.
Oh, so
You
so
understand?
there isn't the ghost element. People want to
Exactly,
change it and still
exactly.
control it, so it's hard.
Like,
Okay, all right.
like for instance, I'm giving you a Caesar salad, right?
Yeah.
But then you tell me you wanted it this way and you wanted it that way. So why is the chef recipe made for?
Right. Right. Well, and I'll be honest, when you come into a restaurant, I'm going to give you the power to make the decisions as the chef. Like that's not I think that's kind of that respect also for the
Correct.
the art of cooking. And Redemption Song is in here saying yes, true as well. So thank you so much, Chris, for being with us today. Before we leave, tell us a little bit more how people can get in touch with you and what they need to know about Chris Coleman Catering so that they can, if they're in New York or maybe even not in New York, it sounds like you travel,
Correct. Correct.
let them know. How do we get in touch with you?
Well, like I said from the beginning, I'm on Instagram by Chris Coleman Catering, LLC, and Twitter, also in Facebook. Again, I always post whatever I do. I take a pictures, videos, and I post it just to keep update, and daily communicate with my customer, my followers, my friends, because obviously my customers are my friend, are my follower, my everything.
Yes, they
Um,
are.
yeah. Um, just text me, text message me. I travel. If you're in DC,
I
don't
love
don't be
it.
don't be afraid. For
Look,
you, Mariah, if you're I know you in DC,
I
you
am.
need to cater. I'll be very mad if I know you
I
hire
got your
someone
number.
else instead of hire me. I'll go there, and
Oh,
you know what? I take the trip just to leave New York for a day, perhaps.
and
Okay.
come and grace Ground Girl Interrupting with some of your delicious food. I have your name and number, and I know where I'm getting my food when I cater in my next event. And
I'm glad
Redemption
to hear
Song
it.
says food porn, and I think Josh showed some Josh ready for those wings again for sure. Chris, I'm gonna need an order of those wings ASAP.
And
Yes.
for him, anytime I would drive down to bring it over
Look,
for
he's
him.
New York, so you got that right. And
Okay.
yes, please go visit Chris Coleman at Chris Coleman Catering. Make sure that you are checking him out. Go follow Chris everywhere and definitely get some of that catering in your next party, your next event. And make sure that you're following me as well, Brown Girl Interrupting. Go to my website and my blog, sign up. Make sure you put your email in. You'll get the newsletter. You'll get all the updates, as well as subscribe to this channel below. Make sure you hit the bell. This is Brown Girl Interrupting, but every Sunday at 9 o'clock, I am here with Pain to Power Leading with Love with some amazing guests. Today it was the wonderful Chef Chris Coleman. Thank you for joining us. It was a
Thank
great
you for having me.
opportunity. And Redemption Song says, excellent discussion, BGI. Thank you, Redemption, and thank you for being in here. And please stay tuned because the next episode is March 5th, I won't be here next week, but March 5th, I will be back with a dope MC, artist, educator, author, and entrepreneur, and all of the above. Substantial. You are not going to want to miss that show. So make sure, Chris, you turn in as well. And
I still
thank
do.
you. Thank you again. It
Yeah.
was a pleasure to learn and talk to you, and have a beautiful evening and great evening to all of you. Thank you for joining us. Please make sure to take that moment of gratitude, whether it's for your customers or your clients or for your friends and your family. Take a moment and just sit in that gratitude, because this journey of pain to power requires community and collective effort to grow, to learn, and to heal. So thank you again, and I will see you on March 5th for another episode of Pain to Power with Brown Girl Interrupting.
Thank you
Good
so much,
night.
Mariah. Stay well. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Looking forward to connect you soon with you soon.
Very soon. Very
Thank you.
soon. I'm looking forward to all the delicious food I'm about to have.
I, I,
That panna cotta, I'm
yeah.
about to have. I'm craving that, and creme brulee was my favorite. So
Anytime, anytime. Remember
I
that. Anytime.
thank you. Have a
Take care.
beautiful
So
evening, and
long.
thanks again. And thank
Thank you.
you to all our audience members for coming in, for supporting to the Ranters Network. Please make sure that you continue to follow, like, subscribe, and share your comments and your thoughts.